Well, my grandfather built the store in '29, and of course he ran the store, and he cut meat in the back and had a butcher shop back there. And
one thing about the store, having the store in the post office there, it was like the center of the community, and it became a sort of a social gathering place, and people would come there and they would, meet other people and they would talk, and
you could always get ice cream, or you could always see somebody you knew there. You could always get a newspaper or a, we had the Greenville News. Didn't have the Asheville paper. It was only the Greenville. Of course, the post office being right there helped with all that too. And it was a really fun place. I wish you could have seen it. I wish you could have been around when it was open. Kids loved it. They loved it. Dad loved kids, and he would always, just joke around with them and tease them and have them laughing and everything. Those little bitty bags of candy, well, they live for that. I mean, the kids live for that stuff. So. And, let's see what else. What was really cool was the fact that there was this big fan running in the back, and it ran constantly because that cooled the building off. And it was a big fan, like the size of an attic fan. And just the sound of that and the lights at night out there, it just all seemed so homey. It was really very quaint and kind of, it was really backwoods.
So we would have all these girls line up, and they would come and get ice cream on a regular basis. And, because Biltmore ice cream was what we served, and that was probably the best in the area. I mean, it's one of the best ice creams I can remember. Lots of, milk fat. That's what makes it good. And he had a weird practice of oiling the floors of that store.
I've heard about that.
I have never heard of putting motor oil on the floors, but he did that.
Just wondering.
Oh, there was in the back he had a storeroom.
On the left?
It's when you go in the store, if you walk straight back, it was on the left in the back. So there was a room back there, and he kept stock, like boxes and stuff. But there was plenty of room back there, and he had it lit, so he could get 2 or 3 people back there. They would pray. He'd go back there and pray. Pray for people and with people.
A man came by one day driving a car, and he wanted to give my grandfather a watch he had for some gas. And so my grandfather put some gas in his car, and he tried to give him the watch, and he said, "Don't worry about it." He said, "Just go on." He said, "Take the gas and go on." And so it just so happened a man and a couple other men were going to try to rob the store at night, and they were casing the store, and so they came back that night, and that man told his 2 buddies, says, "We're not going to rob this guy." He said, "We're going down the road and rob a store down the road." My granddad's good deed averted a robbery up here.
Working there just really was sweeping up and straightening out everything and making sure it looked neat. And we had to learn how to make, change like you would any retail business. And Dad kept a little box, a cigar box. Of course, tobacco was big in North Carolina, and we sold cigars in a little cigar box. And he would have all the people who would charge things. Now, we never kept any kind of book or anything. It was just these, little roll sales tickets.
Yeah.
And they would sign it, and that was their charge. And then every so often they'd come in and say, "Well, I'm here to pay up all my charges." And we'd collect all those slips together, add them up, and they'd pay it. Huh. Oh, my gosh.
And on Sunday afternoon, my granddaddy and and my brother and myself and a couple of friends would sit out in front of the store and watch traffic go by. And of course, it'd be 10, 15 minutes before a car would come by back then. It wasn't continuous. This traffic out here in front of the store today is more than came by back then, and so we'd each take a car. I mean, if it was my granddad's turn, the next car coming was his, And if it was a big fine Cadillac, we'd laugh about that. But we'd get these old clunkers that rattle traps we'd call it, and here would come one, and just smoking and wheezing, and the fenders rattling on it, and if that was your bad luck, you got that car.
Then, when the summer was over and all the summer folks went home, business was really bad. I remember one day, Dad used to keep a journal of his business, and I remember looking through the journal, and one time in like December on a really cold day, and it said, "Had a good day. We took in 50 cents."
Yeah.
So,
wow.
That means he'd go the whole day without seeing a single person. But even in the wintertime, the local folks would come around. Mm-hmm. Some of the older men would come, and they'd sit on the bench out front and talk and tell stories. And so it was sort of a social center there in addition to the church. And they'd come in on a cold day, and Dad used to have a coal heater, a warm morning coal-fired heater in the back of the store, and they'd all come in and sit around the store and chew tobacco and tell stories. And so it was, even then, it was a social place, even in the winter without the summer folks.
It was, people today talk about how much they miss that store. Mm-hmm. It was just the center of Cedar Mountain. It was a gathering place. It was, everybody loved Mom and Dad. And, it was just a very special place. Mm-hmm. For sure. People loved the store, and they still talk about it.
And one time, how that curve is there by the store? Well, the flagpole was up by the post office, and a guy had stolen a car over in Brevard, I think, and he was driving really fast. The police were chasing him. Mm-hmm. And he came around that curve, and he just did not make the turn, and he flew past the post office, ran over the flagpole, flattened it down to the ground, and the car landed in that little field down below, the post office there.
Yeah.
And he hopped out of the car and went running up through the woods. Rick and Butch and some of them went up there and chasing him. I think they caught him.
Wow.
I don't know who caught him, but somebody caught him. The police probably. But we had a little excitement that day.
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's about the most exciting thing I remember happening there.
My granddad run the store from the time it was built. All my life, everybody was welcome in our store. Black, white, red, yellow, it didn't make any difference. They were all welcome in our store. And there wasn't any bathrooms for white and black separated or none of that kind of crap. I didn't even know nothing about that kind of crap when I grew up, because if you come in the store there, you can buy what you want to, and you're welcome to be there. And if you want to sit around and talk, you're welcome to come in. And
it made the community much better for it. Mm-hmm. The people were closer. They felt closer to each other, and because of the connections, having a central connection at the store, they could come down and ask Grandpa Ollie or Bunyan, what's going on? And so he'd tell him the local gossip. And
my granddad he loved to help people. He helped a lot of people through the store. My dad did too. Back then, when times got hard, they could come and get some groceries or something. And when my daddy had a heart attack, and they rushed him to Asheville, and he was in the coronary care unit over there, and this young woman, the cardiologist, was taking care of him. Found out that that was Ollie, and she said, "Oh, is this Ollie from Ollie's store?" And she remembered coming to the store when she was a little girl and getting candy at Ollie's store. And she was a cardiologist in Asheville in later years that was taking care of him. And I thought that was really neat, that and she acted like he was royalty.